Hey folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's live trading action video. My name is Gareth Soloway, Chief Market Strategist here. Today's date is Monday, 4/20/2015. I say 4/20 because we know it's basically a marijuana day. Therefore, I think today we talk about marijuana stocks. Let's take a look. Now, there's not much in terms of publicly traded. NASDAQ, Amex, New York Stock Exchange. GWPH is a pharmaceutical play that's doing it. There are a couple others, but a majority of them are bulletin boards. I really never do analysis on bulletin board plays, but what the heck, let's just take a brief look today. One thing I will say is you are seeing them getting a bid today, which is kind of funny, right? I mean, it's almost like Marijuana Awareness Day that they're getting a bid. So you can see, for instance, CNAB, which is United Cannabis Corp., it's getting about a 21-22% move up today. Would I chase it here? Heck no. But I will say this pullback is actually intriguing to me. If let's say in the next week it pulls back to, let's say, 50 cents or so, or 51 or 52 cents, basically gives up this run up, I actually would be interested. It does look like it's getting a little bit of a bottom here. Today's break to the upside is nice, but again, I think it's more people just knowing what type of day it is and therefore going to those stocks and playing them appropriately. My guess is even some people bought expecting it to pop today, and therefore it's kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy. But again, bottom line is, in all fairness, it's not a bad chart. It isn't. Now, it's very thin and very risky because it's a bulletin board play, and I think you got to be really careful about it. This is kind of money. If you decide to invest in any of these micro over-the-counter plays, I think you use money that you would take to the casino anyways. That would be the way I would recommend it because, again, literally it could be worth zero at some point on some of these. But I will say this. I do think that ultimately the end game of this is legalization of marijuana. I think it's still going to take years for it to be federally legal, but I think more and more states will legalize it, both medicinally and just publicly. And I think, I'd say anywhere between 5 to 10 years down the road, it will be fully legal across the states. I think it's going to take that long though for it to be federally legal. Okay. Couple other stocks I wanted to take a look at. TRTC, and again, I don't look at these on a daily basis, so it's kind of news to me. TRTC is Terra Tech Corporation, involved in this as well. It is selling off a little bit here. Again, same thing. It's kind of at the lower range. You can see it's had a big pop in the past because of times where it was legalized in certain states. It got these huge pops. It has faded. I do think it's getting somewhat cheap. Now, again, I haven't looked at the balance sheets of these things, so again, as I said, if you're going to decide to jump in on any of these things, you must use money that you would have taken to the casino either way, right? So it's money you're willing to lose. If you go to the casino with any money, I mean, essentially you should know you want to win, but I mean, realistically, you're probably not going to win. And that's the kind of way I look at a lot of these small ones. ATTBF is the other one I want to take a look at here. Not seeing any sort of pop today on this one, as it is just in the lower range. But again, look at that former pop. I love seeing charts that had a history of that move because, again, as it kind of just hovers to the downside here, it does get me interested. It's only a 10-cent stock. So again, chart is actually not bad. I like the fact that this has moved up and it hasn't traded below this low pivot here. About 400,000 shares, at least it's semi-liquid. And again, nice move consolidation. It's actually not a bad chart. I would say this, and if the CNAB pulls back, it's probably right in line with a couple that I would be potentially looking at it. And again, if I do this, I'm going to throw a couple $1,000s into them. Fun money, kind of fun, happy money, stuff like that. MJNA is another one. This stock is actually looking like it's trying to put in some sort of bottom here. You can see if we go zoom out on the chart, same thing, had that huge pop a long time ago, and it's kind of come back down and consolidated. So in any case, guys, right here, it does look like it's trying to form some sort of bottom, but again, you're talking about an under 10-cent stock. Very, very risky, especially the fact that it's a bulletin board. So be careful on these, but I wanted to give you a little bit of a 420 update today for those of you out there that are interested. And I don't talk about these stocks almost ever, but what the heck, today I figured I'd introduce it, and we can talk a little bit more in the coming weeks if they start to perk up a little bit. Come join the In the Money Stocks website here. Join the research center. If I do buy one of these guys, I will be putting it out as an alert, and I will probably do that in the next few days based on some of these charts. So a heads up, potential buy on marijuana stocks. Come join us here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. You'll get my exact entry when I bring it up. Come join us again, guys. Take the 7-day free